my experience is, in fact, a lot more than the fires. The fires fit into the drought that came first, which was really tough, and then the fires on top of that. And then at the end of the fires, when we thought, you know, we've been through hell and back, then came the floods, and they haven't stopped. Right after the fires, when I walked the property, and I thought for sure I would see the remains of all the wildlife that had been here, but all I found was a little tiny koala that was just metres from our dam, burnt. It obviously couldn't make it to the dam. And way up in an open clearing, I found the bones of a wallaby. And out of this whole massive area, that was the only signs of any of the wildlife that was left. The heat was so extraordinary. It literally incinerated everything. 3 billion wildlife, they reckon, we've lost. The paintings were really important for me as a means of healing and being able to communicate my experience of the fires. So this one in the middle is the first one that I did, because the koala was what was so important for me, that poor little one that was on the edge of our dam that never made it. And so I painted, you'll see that they all look very different, even though they're on to the same image. And this one is very much about the trees and then the water that came afterwards, the devastating flooding water that happened. And the kookaburra is like before the fires, and this is a little cabin on our place. And then the middle one is actually, it's communicating about the 2 firefighters who died protecting people around Sydney. And I was so deeply touched about these 2 young men who'd given their lives to support all of us. And then the last painting has actually got their helmets there. The last 3 are the wallaby, which was equally as important to me, because that was all I found, was the bones of the wallaby on our land. So this is the beginning, like pre, and that's our house, and then during the fires, and that's all images from when we were helping our neighbour save his place in the background. And then the last one is after the fires, and that's actually my daughter, who came up from Melbourne to come and help us, and just the absolute devastation of nothing left on the ground. And so there was nothing for them to eat, and it was heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. It still is utterly heartbreaking. In fact, here is the start of a sculptural piece that I've been working on, which is here's the koala's skull, and these are the bones of the wallaby. And then I was really blessed to work with a number of other women on doing some natural dyeing. And I've written a piece, and it says, "After days of heated terror, I wandered and wandered and wandered, 123 acres of wandering, and all I found was a dead, burnt koala 3 metres from the dam. Skull and bones of a wallaby in the only large clearing. The furnace was of such intensity, everything else was evaporated. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. It's taken 28 months to unpack those bones and wash them with my tears. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. 3 billion animals killed or displaced in Black Summer's bushfires. 2019 to 2020, the worst wildlife disaster in history. What arrogant fools our species is."